Hi there. Today is September the 27th, 2022. Behind me is Monet's The Southern Church. I will explain to you why I showed you that, and we will get into my Monet, Anne Frank, and me situation. Anyways, let me set up, and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry, we're back. I didn't realize it was playing already. Anyways, back to '89 when I was in my first trip to Europe and in Amsterdam. Yes, I was there. My partner wanted to do some other stuff, but I wanted to do, me being me, I needed to do some touristy stuff. Touristy, I don't know. I wanted to see the Anne Frank building, museum. And it was one of those things which is interesting because I was talking to someone, who'd recently been there, and apparently now, even during the pandemic, it was very busy. Like, you had to buy tickets and stuff. We didn't. We just had to show up. As a matter of fact, I thought it was sort of interesting at how do you put this? It wasn't very touristy at all. Like, it was a little plaque, if I remember correctly, a little plaque saying this is the building that Anne Frank was in, and that was it. But to backtrack, so now I was thinking what to do, the Monet Museum, of course, but light bulb hit, I want to see Anne Frank's, where she lived for, what was it, a year and a half, a year, I'm not 100% sure, during the Nazi occupation. Well, we were asking around, and well, just to give you an idea of how not famous it was, or popular it was, at least we're talking 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We asked around, some people knew where it might be, other people thought, oh, it might be here. One person said, are you familiar with the Monet painting, The Southern Church? And I said, no, but they happen to have, because it's Amsterdam. There's Monet here, there's Monet there. He's very popular, of course, in Amsterdam. So they showed me the church, the painting of the church, the painting which I've got, the replica of. And they said, if you find this church with a canal and all that, it is literally the street, if you face the church, it's the street beside it, go down there, and within a couple of, you'll see the plaque on the wall. That's how I knew there was a plaque on the wall. Okay, so sure enough, I used that landmark as a landmark to find my way to the building. Get there, and just to show you how, okay, it was November that I was there, but still, I toured it with maybe 5 other people. During the day and all that kind of stuff, but it was, like I said, it was not necessarily a beacon or a highly popular place to visit, a museum that it's turned into. Apparently, that's what I've only been there once, and it was a long time ago. Anyways, just to backtrack, well, not to backtrack, but so I will actually tell you a little bit about my my visit there, because it's sort of an interesting moment that I had when I was there. But so after we did the museum, we were walking out, and in a totally different part of town, in a totally different gallery, there was that painting for sale. And I thought, me being me, it's like, well, since that painting and that building, the church in particular, had such a connection with how I found the museum, that I had to buy it. So anyways, that's what it's there for. You may have noticed, just a quick little backtrack, you may have noticed that it's got a bit of damage on it. I will fill you in on the damage at another date. But for now, that's what it's doing there. Just to finish this up, the Anne Frank, although it was sort of a last minute idea, something to do, you're in Amsterdam, you gotta do something, for me, museum-esque. Oh, just a little sidebar, although the Anne Frank was really the highlight, it really was, of my trip to Amsterdam. We were only there for 3 days, by the way. we actually found a very old, I'm guessing very old, at least 400, maybe 500, possibly older. They were doing a refurbishing of an ancient, there you go, so it's got to be a lot more than 500 years old, cathedral that they were, they actually had torn it down, they took off the roof, the windows. It was a skeleton of a building. It was literally just probably akin to what you see if you, in England, the monasteries that are now relics. It was that, but in much better condition because they were refurbishing it. They were bringing it up to standards. But anyways, such as it was, we're talking, 40 years ago, the security was very lax, okay? Like we were walking by it, and there's this old building, and it looked really cool. It really looked cool. And we decided to sneak our way because you didn't have to. You could literally just walk right in. Okay, you have to go through some pylons, and there were certainly do not enter signs, but being English and not speaking Dutch, I don't know. Anyways, it was sort of cool. So we walk in, and actually seeing a building in that state of that it was in was really cool. I don't know, I really enjoyed it until, of course, the construction people found it. And of course, not knowing Dutch, I was very aware that they wanted us out of there ASAP. And how the hell did we get in? We just ran. Anyways, just to finish up with my Anne Frank event, tour. What really hit me was, at the time, I don't know how they set it up right now, but at the time that I was there, it was very empty. It was literally the way you would walk into an apartment that you're going to rent. It was just empty with, it is what it is, right? Except for one of the rooms, and I'm assuming, I don't recall, but I don't think it was a kitchen, but maybe a bedroom. I don't know. But that's where they had the diary of under glass and all that kind of stuff. But you got to see the diary, and there was some pictures and stuff. That's about it. That it was very minimalist that they were, how they exposed the area. For me, there's something about, like, I've read the diary-ish, like, but it was a long time ago. I think it was with school and stuff that we had certainly studied it. I certainly knew all about it. I did see the movie. Excuse me. I think a 1950s or 60s version. It was which is a great movie, by the way. So I was very aware, and of course I know the history of the occupation and all that kind of stuff. And there was, maybe because I was doing it with only my partner at the time and 5 other people. And what was interesting about it was everyone was in their own little bubble. They didn't have any tour guides explaining things and stuff. You could ask, but they gave everyone their space. That it was very quiet, reflective atmosphere. And for some reason, just being in that atmosphere, being with these people that weren't making any noise, it was very funny. People were speaking in whispers and stuff. It was a very quiet, contemplative event. And for some reason, it just hit me what they must have gone through. I could not imagine hearing the street noises from outside and stuff like that, which they would, of course, in their time, it would have been different than what we were hearing. But knowing that they had to walk around in absolute quiet, basically in the dark, even when at night, the windows of course, the windows for us were open, so you can see. But you could imagine. The long and short of it was, I had a moment that I really felt. The claustrophobia, the fear, the drama of what they would have gone through, or what I imagined they would have gone through, how they would have lived, how they would have survived for as long as they did there. Someone saw me having a moment where I wasn't freaking out or anything, but I was certainly not, it wasn't pleasant, although it was contemplative. I don't know how else to put it. It was, and they came up and we started talking, and they felt the same. And it was an interesting way to meet other people, and to what they were experiencing is what I was experiencing. We were two different cultures. I think they were American, if I remember, British maybe. But we were experiencing the same thing. We got out of it what neither of us expected to get out of it. Anyways, I will finish up there. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a spiel on my Monet. And this was a great, excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping today. This has been a great distraction. You saw me yesterday. I was having a very rough day, but I still managed to get all my errands done. And today is a quiet day. All I have is a couple of things to do around the house, but I can probably do that tomorrow. I really need my downtime. And this has been a great way to just not think about how I'm feeling today. Anyways, I just wanted to give you this story. You got it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.